I have neck pain on and off. I don't know if I sleep the wrong way sometimes, but some days are worse than others, and sometimes it's non-existent. Back pain, I spend a lot of time in heels. So, or if I'm on a plane for a long time, my lower back can get stiff. I think I sleep very deeply, so if my neck is cranked in a certain way at night, I won't wake up or move to fix it. I'll just keep sleeping, and then I feel it in the morning.
All right, so have you ever had any pain that goes down your arms?
No.
Any numbness or tingling in your fingertips?
No.
When you get the neck pain, what do you do for it?
Heat.
Heat. Stretching?
Hot yoga sometimes. I try stretching a little bit, gently. The neck, I know, is really sensitive, and there's a lot of nerves, so I don't try to strain it, or I get a massage.
Do you ever have any pain that goes down the back of your legs?
No.
Any numbness or tingling in your feet or toes?
No.
Okay. How often do you have the back pain?
If I'm sitting still for a while or standing for a very long time, then I'll have it like the next day. But then I'll go to yoga or take a hot bath and it fades.
Ankles, knees, wrists, elbows?
No, I had surgery on my left elbow because I broke it when I was maybe like 10 years ago. It doesn't give me pain, but I just can't put a lot of weight or do push-ups or bend it while there's a lot of weight on it. I broke it in yoga class, actually, in wheel pose because my elbows are overextended.
Okay.
And when they're overextended, the weight is on the bones instead of the muscle. And the bones kind of went like that and back real quick and chipped. So I had surgery to get the floating chips out. Yeah, I actually had to get 2 surgeries because the first didn't work. And the elbow, because it supinates as well as rotates, is a tricky one for surgery, so I've been told. And I think the first time the ligaments didn't hold up, the repair didn't work, so I would literally hold my arm up like this and you'd like see it. It was really gross. So I spent like 2 years in one of those big casts with the dial.
Wow. So yoga class, you're doing wheel, which is typically at the end of a class. So everyone's warmed. It was a hot yoga.
Hot yoga.
Yoga. You're really warmed up. You're naturally flexible as well. Have you ever been diagnosed with a hypermobility condition?
I haven't, but I...
Can you touch your thumb to your...
No. What? No.
Okay. Does anyone else in your family have any hypermobility conditions?
My dad also has double jointed elbows.
Okay, let's go back to the yoga class. So you're in hot yoga, it's the end of class, you're in wheel. Snap, scream, fall to the floor.
So it was funny because when you're in that state of hot yoga and you're just drenched and it's been almost an hour in there and that on top, and your endorphins are flowing, that on top of hurting yourself sends endorphins to the brain. So I fell and I was in this kind of confused dream state, and this was the one class I brought my sister to, and I just fell down on my back and my arm was laying out, and I noticed everyone else was doing sit-ups, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll do some sit-ups. And Lindsay, my sister, sat up and she's like, are you okay? Can you move your arm? And then I tried to move my arm and it just twitched a little bit. I was like, no, I can't move it. No pain because of all the endorphins. She's like, okay, we have to go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital and they're like, oh, she's fine. She's not crying or expressing a lot of pain, so we'll give her a splint. And it was late at night. It was like 9 p.m. yoga, so probably at the hospital by 10:30. And they sent me home to my dorm room where I slept in a bunk bed over my desk, and I'm just like climbing up, and I couldn't sleep all night, as you can imagine. When the endorphins wore off, I got a call at like 5 a.m. from the hospital and said, the morning crew has reviewed last night's x-rays and we need you to come back in. There's a couple fractures and we need to fix that. When I was 17, one day my ovary twisted inside of me and I had to get that removed due to torsion. They don't know what caused it. After some research, I think that it was because my family would heat everything up in the microwave with saran wrap, and the saran wrap would melt into the food. And my stepmom had like a cyst on her ovary. My sister got a cyst in her breast, and my little sister got one too. And once my stepmom did, it was like, we're not related, but we're having the same issues. And she did some research into it, and first thing that came up was like plastic in the food.
Okay, just on observation, we see that the left scapula is slightly higher than the right scapula, so probably a little bit of a high left shoulder. We'll see that on the gait analysis, but no other postural deviations, no humping here at the top of the thoracic spine, no dowager's hump here, and we're nice and straight up and down so far in the seated position with no curvatures to the left or right, and it doesn't sound by the history that you have any pinched nerves or herniated discs. So far this sounds like it's pretty straightforward mechanical.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off with a very gentle scan on the top of your spine.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do a temperature evaluation with the back of my fingers here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice and consistent, nice and smooth. When we get to the top, there's slightly elevated temperature here in between the shoulder blades. So these muscles are working just a little bit harder up here. Really, it's right here, right in the rhomboid area. Okay, I'm going to push a little bit deeper into the muscles. It's a little tender.
Yeah.
A little gnarly right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some soft tissue findings here, Lacey, with the levator scapula muscle, maybe the rhomboids too. And then that was a trapezius muscle fiber up here. All right, I'm going to palpate your SI joints.
Okay.
Do you have any tenderness, discomfort when I push here?
No.
Do you have any tenderness, discomfort when I push here?
No.
Okay, L5, any discomfort?
No.
L4 here.
No.
L3 here.
No.
Good range of motion throughout your lumbar spine. Move your knees apart from each other. Good. Now back together. Okay, do just the left. Move the left out. Good. Back. Now just the right. Back. Okay, so we do have a little bit of a twist here, some kind of internal or external rotation. It's very subtle, Lacey. It's nothing crazy. Oh, is that tender right there?
It feels good.
That feels good? Okay. But does it feel like this? Does this
No.
feel like this?
No.
Yeah, so you have a fiber
Is
here.
that the same spot?
It is the
on
same
each side?
spot on
Okay.
either side of the spine. So this is in the SI joint. And then what I'm feeling there, that's a fiber. That's a gluteus maximus fiber crossing the joint. And it just means that there's a little bit of strain in that muscle. Maybe that's from this internal or external rotation. There's a couple of other ways we're going to see. We're going to check for that. The left one wasn't moving quite as much. And so I would think that the internal external rotation is over here on the left. And then you have this fiber over here on the right. That could be a compensation. We'll see. The way we look at the rotation of the pelvis, you're going to feel my fingertips on the back of your hamstrings, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to slide up to the glute fold here.
Okay.
Okay, the right glute fold is lower than the left glute fold. So that means your right hip is possibly going backwards like this, or your left hip is going forward. We'll see when you're laying down.
Okay.
And then when we look from the top angle, this tells us if there's a rotation or not, and there is just a slight more pronunciation on the right side than the left. So maybe the right one has gone external or turned out, and the left one has possibly turned in. Very heel heavy on the walk there, Lacey.
Yeah.
Okay, come back this way. All right, looking at the feet first. Heel strike is a little heavy. Mid stance and toe off all look good. No pronation or supination. There is a slight inversion on the left foot. Go ahead and turn. that way. And that's what we saw during the standing glute test, is that the left side was not as pronounced as the right, which would indicate an IN rotation, an internal rotation of the left pelvis. Definitely an inversion on the left, especially on that turn, it was more pronounced. Could be happening slightly on the right too. Okay, we were correct on the shoulder height, the high left shoulder. And then, but the ears look well compensated for. The head is straight off. So if we have a high left shoulder, that means we're going to have a head tilt back to the left. So high left shoulder would mean the head has to tilt back that way to keep the eyes level to the horizon. That's called the righting reflex. Okay, arm swing looks pretty good on the left. On the right side, there's not as much arm swing though. Just like nice and loosey-goosey walking. Good. Shoulders over hips symmetrically. Head over shoulders, over hips, over feet. So we've got a nice alignment from top to bottom. And I don't see any thoracic translations to the left or right. So no major asymmetries there. All right, I'm going to touch the bottom of your feet, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, checking the arches. Just relax this. Is that relaxed?
Yeah.
That's supinated. Hold on. Not quite supinated on the right, but the arches are very high. Maybe possibly accentuated on the left. So this is just looks at like very small micro movements in your posture. So look straight ahead and then close your eyes. Good, very steady, with just very small movements to the left and forward and backwards, but mostly forward and backwards. So that would be a category 1. Okay, I'm going to center you on the table.
Okay.
We'll pull over just a little bit like this. Good. Okay. Do you feel like I straightened you out, or do you feel like I made you crooked?
Crooked.
Yeah. So that tells me that you have a slight altered sensation of proprioception or position sense. You have a slight altered sensation of your position sense, because you thought over here were straight. But then when I actually straightened you out, you felt crooked. So that means your body spends a lot of time in that crooked position, and that could be from that rotation.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at your feet first, the right leg is just a little bit shorter than the left. The right leg is the short leg. I'm going to bend your knees. Try not to help me. Let me do the work.
Okay.
Good. Right short crosses over, becomes the long leg in this position. Okay, so that points to the right SI joint. Right side first, just let me do the work. I'm going to lift your hip.
Okay.
Good. Goes to the left side up. Nice gentle breathing. We're going to do a spine stretch here. Okay, we're going to start off in the middle of your spine. Let's practice one first, just so you can feel what it's like, okay? Okay, you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good, and then following your breath down, I'm going to bring your spine like this. Can any more relax in there? That's good, okay, that's good. Okay, let's start off with this one right here. You've done this before. Nice, gentle. Good, we're actually going to follow the next breath out. Let's do that one more time. Same thing again, in and out. Good, sinking in, let it all go. Shoulders. Another deep breath. Good, and out. Shoulders sinking, good, let it all go. Good, deep breath in. Good, shoulders. Silent, but movable.
Yeah, I felt it, yeah.
You do have a little bit of tension here though, Lacey.
Yeah, I feel it.
Good. You see how it's global tension, how it's the same throughout the entire spine, thoracic spine anyway. So whenever we have global tension like that, the best way to release it is actually at the very top or the very bottom. We're going to face that way. Good. We're going to bring this down one more time. Good. Lay your back. So this is how we check the neck, Lacey. You're going to turn your head to the right. Good. Back to center. Now turn to the left. Back to center.
Am I supposed to go as far as I can?
Yeah, sure. Okay, back to center. Okay. All right, bring your right ear down to your shoulder. Okay, back to center. Okay, now left ear down to your shoulder. Back to center. Okay, one more time. Deep breath in through your nose. Good, and out. Good, shoulders sinking. One more soft breath. Good. Okay, that's pretty good.
The left side, I felt that. Right here.
Okay, that's where we're going next. Let's save the best for last.
I'm excited.
Okay, same thing, gentle breathing. I'm gonna check first. We're gonna find out which exact segment here. 7, 6, 5, 4. Good. A lot of tension here in the middle. 4, 5. A gentle breathing, sinking in.
Tense.
Nice and gentle. That was crunchy. All right, I'm going to do a organ of digestion manipulation, okay? So we start with the ileocecal valve. We locate this by first finding the umbilical here, belly button, ASIS. We connect these 2 points. That's where we begin looking for the ileocecal valve. Yours is right here. Is this tender at all?
Yeah.
Okay, the next is the pyloric sphincter. This is 2 inches above the belly button. This is where the stomach empties into the duodenum. Oh yeah, this is active right now. So here's a bunch of food. Feel all that activity? It's all throbbing, pumping. There's a little bit. Was it tender at all?
Not in a painful way.
Okay, good. Yep. So, but then there's some underneath of this. This is where the transverse colon is coming across. It's your earlier snack here. Your later snack's up here still. Okay, I'm going to do a diaphragm manipulation.
Okay.
Bottom of the rib. Your hips are held in place by the pins. I'm going to use this towel to support your cervical spine. Are you okay with that? Like that? Okay, I'm going to wrap your cervical spine like this. Okay, and just like the other adjustments, Lacey, I'm going to follow your breath. And then as you breathe out, we're going to pull like that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, nice and gentle. Okay, deep breath in. And out. Good, sink in. Good. Breathe.
Wow.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's amazing. I think I just grew 3 inches.
And then check your reflexes.
Feels good. Dust settling. Feels good. Sore, but in a good way. Yeah, I feel like just like floating in the ocean.
go ahead and hold your pinky and thumb together. Okay, hold. Don't let me pull it apart. Hold. Turn this over. Hold. Hold. Okay, let this relax here. So this says radius. Gentle. Good. Good scar there. Does it give you issues?
No, it just grinds. Like if you listen.
That was crazy.
But it doesn't do it, like, it's only when my fist is tightened that it...
Yeah, I think it's your radial head that's displaced. Let me see if I go like this. Yep. This is your radial, so it's your radius. I see that. So it doesn't really have a... Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's you don't want to do that. That'll wear and tear over time, for sure. Push.
Oh, cool.
There are many different types of ASMR. Nice and gentle. Good. Got a deep breath in. Got shoulders. Let it all go. Go shoulders. Push.